Hello everyone, this is Harry Gill and this is the part 2 of functional programming. In the part 1 we have gone over supplier. In this part we will go over consumer and BiConsumer. Let's jump into IntelliJ and start with coding. Let's first have a look at the definition of a consumer interface. So a consumer interface of the type T accepts an object of the type T and does not return anything. Which means if we create a consumer of the type string, it will accept a method of the type string and wouldn't return anything. If we create a consumer of the type animal, it would accept an object which is of type animal and wouldn't return anything. Consumer also have another method called and then. And then method doesn't need any implementation. It has a default implementation. So in effect, consumers still have only one unimplemented method. Now let's jump back into the main class and see how we can implement consumers. I will be implementing the consumer using lambdas and also using the method references. For this example, I'm going to create a list of string and I'm going to write two consumers, one using lambda and other using method references, and both the consumers will add an element to this list. So creating a consumer of the type string, naming as add element 1, and first I'll use lambdas, so it takes s as parameter, and in the lambda body I'm going to use list.addS. Now I'm going to write another consumer of the type string again and will name it as add element 2, and this time I'm going to use the method reference way using the list instance variable. So it will be list :add. If you're not aware of the method references way, please go through my video that I have already covered, and then the concept will be more clearer. Also, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the default and then method just to demonstrate you what it does. So I'm going to do add element 1 dot and then add element 2 and then outside of the bracket dot accept hello. So essentially what this statement will do is it is going to call add element first with the hello as argument, and once the consumer is done, then it will call add element 2. In our case, both the consumers simply add the string to the list. Now let us print the list and see what we have as a result. Now I'm going to save and run the program, and in the output you see two hello strings being added to the list, and this is due to the result of two consumers. Both of them add whatever is provided to them to the list, and that's why the list variable or the list that we created has two hello strings. So that's all for consumer. Now let me clear the space, and now let's look into BiConsumer. A BiConsumer is a functional interface that takes two arguments or two objects but does not return anything back. So those two objects could be of the same type or they could be of a different type. And like consumer, BiConsumer also has a default implementation of and then. Now let's jump into the main method again. Like in the last example, I had created a list and added an element to a list. In this example, I'm going to create a map, and since BiConsumer has two values, so I'm going to add one as a key and the other one as a value. So I'm going to create a map of type integer and string, and now a BiConsumer of the type integer and string, and I'll name the variable as put element 1, and first I'm going to write it as lambdas, so it will have two inputs k and v, and in the body I'm going to use the map variable that I created dot put key and value. The put method in the map actually puts the value into the map using the key k and the value v. Now I'm going to write another BiConsumer of the same type, integer and string, and I'll call the variable as put element 2. And this time I'm going to use method reference way, so which will be the map, which is our variable, double colon put. And now Java knows that the two values that comes as input, k and v, is being passed as is into the put method. And now I'm going to call first BiConsumer dot accept 1 and hello, and now second BiConsumer accept 2 and world. So I'm not using and then, because and then is very similar to what we have seen in the consumer case. And now I'm going to save and run it. And as you see, we are printing the map content as we have stored using both the consumers. That is all I wanted to discuss about consumers and BiConsumers. If you liked the videos, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload my videos. Until next time, bye-bye.